Hey everybody, Tracy Motti Smith with SE Coaching, back for another one of our video messages in our video series. And as always, so glad that you're here to join us. I have to do my disclaimer up front. Josie is currently outside, but with the dog door, I never know when she's going to be coming in here. So if the camera falls down or starts shaking, it probably means that in her exuberance, and the fact that I'm sitting here in the living room doing this with you and she wants to say hi, she will knock into the camera, and so I just want to apologize for that up front if it happens. Before we get into today's message, I again want to thank my sponsor for this video, and that is Greg Bobby with Total Symmetry Personal Training. Greg and I have been friends and known each other for probably a little over 10 years. I've worked with him off and on, but I've recently started working with him again when I've decided that it is time to get my life in order. It is time to do all of the things that I have promised myself, like we talked about last week, making those promises to myself, and more importantly, to stop quitting on myself on the things that I do. So I reached out to Greg and said, you know what, I have a really hard time doing my workouts and training with a personal trainer and working with a personal trainer because I live just far enough out of town that it's really difficult to add that extra travel time into coming into town to work with you. And he said, you know what, you don't have to. Let's work with what you have at home, which, by the way, I'm going to tell you is not a whole lot of stuff. I have some exercise bands and a treadmill and a couple of free weights that I don't even want to tell you, probably, I don't know how long I've had them. And he said, you know what, we can work with that. We can work with the fact that that is what you have, and we can meet your goals. And so that's what we're doing. And it's been, it's been a few weeks, a couple of months now, I think, that I've been doing it. And it's been amazing. And it's been wonderful because I get to fit it into my schedule and into my life on how it works, rather than trying to fit it around the schedule of hours of a gym or hours of working with my personal trainer. Greg checks in with me at least once a week, if not more, and I send him an email every Monday morning and let him know what my progress has been, what I've done, what I've been eating, what I've noticed, how I'm feeling, how many times I've done the workout. And you know what, just having that accountability is really what's helping me tremendously. The good news is that it doesn't matter that Greg lives here in Northern Colorado with me if you want to work with him, because he does this work virtually, and he will work with anyone no matter where you are, no matter what your goals are, no matter where you are right now in your fitness journey. But his whole philosophy is, if it ain't fun, then we ain't doing it. So reach out to him. You can get a hold of him at totalsymmetry@gmail.com. Again, that's totalsymmetry@gmail.com. Shoot him an email. Let him know you heard about him here in the SE Coaching video series. See what he has to offer to you. You're going to love it, I promise. So the last couple of weeks we've been talking about really taking back our control of who we are and where we are going in our lives. And we talked about, first of all, we talked about not quitting on ourselves. And we talked about how important that is, and asking yourself the question of, where would I be today if I hadn't quit doing X a week ago, or a month ago, or a year ago? Where would I be in my weight loss journey if I hadn't quit working out 2 years ago? Where would I be in my quest to become a published author if I hadn't quit writing the book? And then last week we talked about keeping our promises to ourselves, which goes hand in hand with that not quitting part, right? Because I actually had someone tell me today that 95% of promises made are kept. Now, where that number came from, I think I totally really believe that we can make up statistics to be whatever we want them to be. That was the number that was quoted to me today. And that by making those promises to ourselves and by seeing them as promises that we don't break, because we don't break promises to other people, so why should we break our promises to ourselves? That helps us on that journey of not quitting, for whatever the journey is in your life. But today, what I really want to talk about is worthiness, okay? Because how many times have we heard, you're not good enough? You don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be happy. You are not worthy. You know, it's bad enough when we hear that from other people. And it's bad enough that many of us, because we're dealing with divorces, many of you are dealing with divorces. You're coming out of a marriage or relationship where you have heard those words said to you, or various versions of those words said to you many, many different times. And I get it. I get it, guys, because it happened to me. It happened to me. And with that, what's even more so is that when we use that kind of language with ourselves, you know, when we give our monkey mind shoulder devils the clearance to perch there and fling all of their poo, all of that poo that our minds conjure up around our worthiness and around all of what we deserve when we're at our lowest, when we're at our most vulnerable part of our lives. So worthiness is the quality of being good enough, right? But who gets to choose? Who gets to define what good enough means? Certainly not your ex. Certainly not any of the other people in your life. Your parents don't get to do it. Your coworkers don't get to do it. Your bosses don't get to do it. And you know what? I'm also including in there the others. Your monkey mind shoulder devils do not get to do it. They don't get to tell you that you're not worthy. They don't get to tell you that you're not good enough. But what happens is, where do all these thoughts come from? It's because we start to compare ourselves, right? When we're saying these things to ourselves, it's because we're comparing ourselves to the other people in our lives. We're comparing ourselves to the sibling that got their PhD at age 20. We're comparing ourselves to the neighbor down the road that, you know, grows all their organic food and spins their own yarn from their pesticide-free, organically fed alpacas, right? But they don't get to decide what we're worthy of. They don't get to decide what we deserve. Oh, here's one. Are you not worthy because your marriage failed? Right? How many of you, how many of us, myself included, thought or think that exact thing? More than I would feel comfortable saying that do. And it is so unfair, because then you start to say, well, what didn't I do right? Why am I not worthy? Did I not dress right? Did I not cook the right foods? Am I not thin enough? Am I not? Do I not dance well enough? Do I not drive well enough? Do I not keep the house clean? What do you feel that you did or didn't do to be worthy of your marriage? And those monkey mind shoulder devil drama queens are sitting up there and they're flinging this poo at you and they're laughing in your face because they are getting exactly what they want. They are getting the emotions that they want, and they're keeping you sitting on the couch watching Netflix and eating potato chips, or not getting out of bed at all, or dragging yourself around in your house coat, your house robe, and your slippers because you're not worthy of getting dressed. You're not worthy of putting on makeup and going out in the world. You are worthy. You are worthy simply because you exist in this world. End of discussion. Period. Just because someone else projects all of their definition of worthiness onto you does not mean that it is the definition. Because you get to decide, you get to define what makes you worthy. And you are worthy because you are here. Done. You don't have to do a single other thing. You were worthy from the moment you took your first breath. The second that you entered this world, you are worthy. You are worthy to not quit on yourself. You are worthy to keep the promises you've made to yourself. You are worthy to get what you want from this world. Not what your ex thinks that you should have done to be worthy. Not what your ex thinks about anything that you do, because our divorces happened to us. Fact, right? They happened. But our divorces do not get to define who we are, and especially where we are on the worthiness scale, because you know what? There is no worthiness scale. And those monkey mind shoulder devils flinging all that poo at you about all the things that you aren't, start pointing out to them about all the things that you are. Try it on. See what it feels like. Don't let other people's definitions, including your own monkey mind shoulder devil drama queens, define worthiness for you. It's time to shed it all, guys and gals. It's time to shed it all. Our divorces happened, but they don't define who we are. So, if you would like to work with me as a personal life coach, we can work virtually via phone or email. We can also work in person. I really like it when we can bring the horse coaches in. We're going to start really talking about what the horses bring to all this, because it's a totally different thing. It is so unique. It is so amazing. We've spent a lot of time building up about life coaching and emotions and what we need to be doing in our lives coming out of this divorce kind of period. But I tell you what the horses bring to this is absolutely amazing. You will not believe the changed person that you are when you have a horse coaching session. It is way cool. So I do have a very few private one-to-one client openings open right now. The workshops are open. They're open for registration. If you're listening to this video right now, you've got, I think, a few days maybe in order to register for the May workshop. But before we have it, if you go in and it's not showing up on the schedule, it's because it's either full or because it's past the time. But please go in and check out the other workshop dates. Come in, fly into Colorado, spend a week here, and cap off either end of your weekend with the coaching workshop with the horses, and just enjoy some time out here in beautiful Colorado, because it's a beautiful, beautiful place, I'm telling you. If you'd like more information, or if you have any questions or concerns, or want to talk to me more about my personal VIP private coaching, you can reach me at Tracy, Tracy, at secoaching.net. Send me that email, ask those questions. And if you're watching this video and you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, please, please go do that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you receive notification every single time that a video goes live on YouTube, and you won't miss out on anything, whether you're watching it or whether you're just got us plugged into your earbuds and you're listening to us while you're out on your walk with your dog. And speaking of dogs, Miss Josie did not come in and interrupt us today, but I'm sure that there'll be a next time. Until we talk again, have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.